What's up, everybody? We are back with another live feed. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday today. I know I am. A little warm in my house. My AC went out, but we'll have the repair guy here tomorrow. Get it all fixed up. So, what are you going to do? That's life, though. But see, that's the thing, too, is I don't rent, so I don't have that landlord you can call up. And that's something that I do miss having, like, when things went bad in an apartment. I've only had one apartment, so the AC went out in that apartment once, and you get to call the landlord up, and they send somebody out right away and they get it fixed. Not so much when it's your own place, but that's part of growing up, I guess. So we're doing something though called, I wonder if has that ever happened to you? Has anything like this ever happened to you? Things just go wrong sometimes, and in different situations they're better, or weird things that have happened to you that maybe you don't think have happened to just you. Maybe it's happened to others. But we're going to sit here, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to find out. Has that ever happened to you? It's happened to me. Hold on, we're trying to get the... Hold on, I've got an idea how to fix that. Yeah. Here's what we're going to do. Sit tight. So the charging port on my phone has been going out, which is just as good because I'm getting a new phone. My contract is up, so right now I'm using this, hey buddy, is that gonna actually work? It actually worked. I put the wireless charger behind the phone, and it's charging right now. I can't believe that worked. Alright, I hope it doesn't explode in my face. That would really suck. But hey man, glad to have you back joining us here on this live chat. Just talking about weird things that has ever happened. What has ever happened to you that you think is weird? I don't know. There's let's try to come up with something something that's ever happened to me that was weird that I don't think's happened to a lot of other people. I don't know. There's lots of things, I guess. Some things I don't want to get into. Maybe at another. Damn, my hair is just. Look at this. It's just not working, dude. This freaking giant curl here. I need a haircut. I really do. What kind of... Well, before we get started, what kind of haircut do you think I should get? Should I get rid of this mop top and go for something much shorter as I used to? Or should I just keep letting it grow out? I was thinking about doing the Dirty Man Challenge, just where you don't shave your beard and your hair for a year. Or you don't get a haircut or shave the beard for a year. I was thinking about doing it. I've been really kind of thinking about that one. It's been weighing heavy on my mind. But, there's always something. Something unique must have happened. There's always something. Let's see, a unique situation for me. Well, I don't know if it was... Well, this one time, me and my buddy, we're over here by Fort Campbell. And it was right around after 9/11, and everyone was still under that panicky kind of thing. And grow it out, I like it. That's what I think I should do. There's a small airport that's nearby here. And what happened was that somebody flew overhead and decided to, they were smoking pot in the little tiny airplane, and they decided to dump the ashes out the window. Well, somebody saw this and said that there was a small plane flying overhead dumping an unknown substance on this neighborhood. And we were like, oh, what the fuck? So, we were trying to get ready to leave the neighborhood, and all of a sudden there's a police officer blocking this one road out. And he's like, you guys got to turn around. We're like, well, what's going on? We want to go out. He's like, you can't go this way. Sorry, turn around. Okay, well, we'll just go out the other way. There's another road out of here. So we went up to that road. Bam, there's another cop sitting there blocking it off. And he tells us the same thing. Turn around. You can't go this way. Won't tell us what's going on. And so there's one more way out of the neighborhood, so we turn that around. And we're driving down that road. We see the Freedom. We're out. Woo! We cross the major road, and just as we did that, I look in my rear view, and cop slides in and cuts that way off. And that was really weird, is that happened. I don't know. It was odd. It was just definitely something that was unique, that we just got out. Now, my buddy was trying to get out of the neighborhood as well, and he didn't get out. And they actually wound up locking the neighborhood down for like 16 hours. My friend couldn't go back to his house. He wound up having to stay the night with me. My other buddy was trying to walk out of the neighborhood to go get a pack of smokes, and they told him that if he didn't turn around, he'd be arrested. They thought it was anthrax. So they thought somebody was dumping anthrax on the neighborhood, but it turned out just to be potash. So that's good, right? I do like growing my hair out too, since we're on the subject of it, but the problem with it is that it's super frickin' thick. So it holds a ton of heat, and if I want to like style it, I gotta gel the crap out of my hair, and that's hard to do. Then I get the gel mitt for like 6 hours, and then my hair fights back and I lose. But, so that was one weird thing that's ever happened to me. The military was full of just weird... The whole thing was constantly weird, different situations, but because everybody was going through it, it seemed very normal. So when I'm trying to think of things that I did in the military that were weird, I'm like, yeah, that was pretty weird, but there was a lot of us doing it, so it wasn't that weird. So I guess what I should mean is it wasn't that rare to be done. Yeah. Hey, Brad joined us. Glad to have you with us, Brad. Brad, this is Subswap Brad. If you haven't checked out his channel, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. He's got a great channel. Love to have Brad on there. You guys, if you don't know Subswap channel, go hit up his channel as well. Subswap channel, spelled just like it sounds. Can't go wrong. These guys are great. They're always helping me out and tuning in. Big fans. And I'm huge fans of them as well. For me to be able to talk to Brad is always a treat. So that's something that's really cool. I love speaking with other YouTubers. If you guys would love to have us watching this at another time and you want to be part of a live broadcast, or you'd like to, you know what, we could also do sometime. I've got an old home phone here that actually works, that is getting ready to go off. We don't use it. So in the next month or so, we may do where if you guys want to call in, I'll talk to you on the phone live. That could be fun. What do you guys think? Would that be something that'd be cool on YouTube, where you could call in? Oh man, we're happy to do that for you, buddy. So, guys, earlier today I was waiting to see the storms coming in, and around 3 in the afternoon, I was chilling out, relaxing, and I heard boom, and I'm like, oh boy, we might actually get something out of this. There was not a lot of lightning, and it only rained for about 10 minutes, and I was like, wow, that sucks. I was really hoping to get some more storm footage. And then I'm looking on the radar, and we have a chance at more later, but I'm going to have to stay up late. And there's never any good storms late, because it's too cold by then. Would that be cool? You guys would want to call in? Yeah, we could do that. Well, here's the thing about, I would get lots of prank calls, and you know what? You guys want to do it now? You just want to do it? Well, I have to plug the phone in. I'm going to get it ready. One of my next soon broadcasts, before I go off, we'll hook the phone up, and we're going to do, because it's getting ready to go off, I'm going to disconnect the line soon. Right now, I have the home number. The phone is sitting right there. It's just not plugged in because, I have my cell phone, so, I don't understand why people have home phones anymore. Maybe that's weird. Is that weird that I still have a home phone? I didn't want it. It came with the package I bought, and they're like, you get a home phone. I'm like, well, I don't want it. And they're like, well, you have to take it. It came with the package. I'm like, okay. So I wound up buying a briefcase, or excuse me, a suitcase full of old used home phones for like $5. And I took a couple out of it. My grandma needed one, and sometimes friends hit you up, hey man, anyone got an old phone or a business? I'll ask you, a few business friends of mine, hey man, my phone broke. Do you guys have an old new phone I can just plug in? Yeah, I got a bunch of them here, help yourself. But we'll do that. I will probably get loads of prank calls on it, but that's okay. I need to see if it's got a speaker mode, or if I can get a speaker for it so that you guys can hear the other end of the call. You know what, maybe not. Maybe we'll just do it and I'll tell you what they're saying. But I think that would be fun to do. We'll do it once. I'll post the number we'll post the number as the actual broadcast. Right? Okay, so, God, Brad, you and me have so much in common. I too have the home phone. It's sitting not plugged in. I just have no use for it. No use for it. My cell phone does everything, you know? So why would I need to do that? Alright, so weird stuff. Okay, this was weird. This happened to me once, and this was really weird. I was in California in the military. A lot of these are going to be military because that's what I did with most of my life in my 20s. So I went to optometry to get some glasses, and you know, they do my prescription and everything, and we're all good to go. And I'm getting ready to walk out of there, and this officer, I think he was like a commander or a captain, or I can't remember if he was a captain or a major, one of those two. And he goes, "You, come here." I was like, "Yes, sir, what's up?" He goes, "We just got a new piece of equipment in, and we're going to try it on you." Okay. Well, in the military, you don't get a whole lot of say, so we're going to try a piece of military equipment. Come here, you. And then it won't hurt. I started asking, I was like, though, have you guys ever been trained on this piece of equipment? They're like, "No, we just got it." I'm like, "No, you just got it, okay. And do you know how to work it?" And they're like, "No, we're going to figure it out. We're plugging it in now." I'm like, oh, jeez. So I get back there, I sit down in the chair, and basically what it was is they're like, "We're going to look at your eyes with this new machine." And I'm like, "Okay, so you're going to look at my eyes." They're like, "Close your eyes." I'm like, all right, now this is getting weird. You're going to look at my eyes, but you want me to close my eyes so you can look at my eyes. And the whole time I'm sitting there with my eyes closed, and I'm expecting ready for them to use this machine or whatever, and I keep hearing, "Oh, hell, it's not working. I can't get it to work. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to use this." I'm like, wait, you don't know how to use this? And they're like, no, it's fine, we got it. Basically, though, it wasn't anything horrible. It turned out they have this wand, and they close your eyes are closed, and they look at your... It was basically a sonogram, or like the baby thing that they do, but done on your eye. And then when they were done, they had a 3D picture of my eye on the computer, and they could turn it and look at it and everything in different angles. Now that was really cool. And I was the first one that got tested on. And they didn't even give me a certificate or anything like that, or even an excuse why I was 30 minutes late back to the motor pool. And the motor pool was where all the trucks are, where all the equipment is stored. It's called a motor pool. And it makes sense when you think about it. It's where all the motors have been pooled together. So, yeah, motor pool. Anything weird like that ever happened to any of you guys? Anything just off the wall?
They didn't even give me a certificate or anything like that.
Alright, sorry about that. Just tuning in to see how the feed looks. There's always a slight delay too, so you guys do remember that. I'm not ignoring your questions or if it sounds off. I have to talk, and about 20 seconds later I get to see what you guys are responding. Okay, happy to. Let's knock it out. We're doing some advice time. I'll give my best consent. Hold on. I do my best work for consent for... The number one answer is guns. Okay, I'm ready to help out. Let's give some advice. It's gonna be good advice because I have a gun. All right, what's your advice? This is Raven, by the way, guys. Her name is Raven. Should you buy a boat? Absolutely, you should buy a boat, and then a truck to pull it. Should you buy a boat? Well, honestly, what kind of boat do you want? That's going to be the big question. What kind of boat are you going to be buying? Yeah, buy a boat. Why not? If you can afford it, go for it. Is that real? Yeah, man, that's real. Actually, you've never seen my weapon? You should go back and watch the channel parts of it. Yeah, she's real. Ta-da! That's the bolt, and the bullet extractor is that little star thing on the front. That's my charging handle. Yeah, that'd be perfect, man. Do it. That'd be awesome. A little dinghy to ride up and down on the boat. That'd be perfect. Oh, make sure everything works. Yep. Close the dust cover. There's the ammo. This is yeah, the videos would look really awesome if you had a little dinghy you could get into, that you could go ride a dinghy. But yeah, so these are some of the rounds that I have for it. This is the Russian ammo that I keep on hand. It's cheap, just for going plinking. I've got some of the brass ones you can see down in the magazine that I'll shoot that too. Brass a little more expensive. I've got the bolt change on it. Oh wait, everybody loves this one. I don't know why. I don't think it's that impressive. It's the Call of Duty sight. You know, everybody's got to have it. It's got the little, it'll put the little projector on there. There's your little switches so that you can change your dot sight, which you want it to be on there. And it puts a little dot on there. So they're absolutely hard as hell to use to get the sight lined up. No, dude, I would never have a negative discharge. If you saw that, I'm very good with weapons. This is the same kind we had in the military. 1, there's no magazine in. 2, I charged it 3 times. So if there was a round in there, it would have extracted it. I never keep this weapon loaded. This is the one weapon I don't keep loaded at home. But if someone ever tempted me or tried to push the house, the 45 is always loaded and the 9mm is always loaded. But no, I'll put a magazine in. Magazine in. One's in the chamber. Drop the magazine out. Discharge the round. This will be a really cool view for you guys. There we go. Extract the bullet. There's the bullet in hand. Charge the weapon 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Let's visually inspect the chamber. We'll lock the bolt to the rear. Inspect the chamber. No bullet in there. We're going to ride the bolt handle forward. Push the button in to ride this. Close the dust cover. Weapon is clear. Replace our mag. No, I'm very, very, very careful with my weapons. They're not something to be afraid of. They're fine. You can take them out, handle them, check them out. I show it to my friends all the time. They love to see it, you know. It's a nice little weapon system. I like it because even with my shoulder being injured, I can still hold this weapon well enough. Because you see everybody and they always shoot like this in the movies. Your elbow out, that is not how you're supposed to shoot. That is the worst thing ever. It throws you off balance. And so what you do is you want to bring it down, and that brings your head square with it. And then what you do is you took your nose and you put it on that charging handle. And everybody freaks out because they're like, oh, it's going to hit me in the face. This weapon has no recoil. It's not going to hit you in the face. So you just put your nose to it and you fire from there. Now this is for tight movements. You know, I've got the thing in so we can bring it around and, you know, check tight. Now if you wanted to go for a more longer shot, that's where you bring out this weapon was hold on, I got the paperwork for it. You guys are gonna laugh when I tell you. Where is it? I think it was like 800 bucks. Yeah, 800 bucks. Well worth it. Well worth it. It's my baby. I love her to death. She's a beautiful, beautiful weapon. I got her at Walmart. Yeah, but there she is. I can't find the paperwork. I like to keep the tag from Walmart where I bought it. So, but no, she's a great weapon system. It's very familiar, very comfortable. Parts are easy to buy, change, clean. Like you can take this, this comes off very easy. There's a ring down here at the bottom. You slide this ring down, and it's got a spring on it, so it fights you. And then that's how you disassemble your hand cover, your rails. And that'll better expose the gas tube. Now, the way this weapon system works is that when you fire it, a little bit of the gases that go up the barrel come back down what's called the gas tube. So the gases come back down the tube, and what that gases do is they push the rod back. I maybe will someday. You know, summer just got here, so we'll find a dry day, go out, go shooting. I'd rather go, if I'm going to do a video, I'd rather be able to find some property of some friend or something to go shooting on, because I don't like going to ranges, because it's so much more control and stuff like that. But anyway, so the gas tube is what fires the rod and pushes the bolt back to reload the weapon, and that's how semi-automatic works. Now, don't let anyone ever confuse you and say that this is an assault rifle. There's no such thing as an assault rifle. This is a sportsman's weapon. This weapon is made for sport. You know, honestly, that's how this weapon was originally marketed. But point is, though, is that it's not an assault rifle. Anything can be an assault. You can assault somebody with a butter knife. Is that an assault butter knife? No, of course not. It's still just a butter knife. But there's no such thing as an assault rifle. So, oh, I hated this part. This was always the worst thing. When we had to clean these in the military, I hated taking the handrails off, because they're such a pain in the butt to get in. Now, granted, in the Army, I didn't carry an M4. I carried an M16. It wasn't until I got to Fort Campbell for my last duty station that I finally got to handle an M4. This is an M4, but the difference is, though, is that on the feed, if you look at it right, where is it? Right there we go. Okay, right here, the selector switch. This is your selector switch. So, you can see it's on safe, and we can go to fire. Hold on a second, we're having charging issues, so we're just going to slide this out real quick. There we go. And we're back to normal. Okay, so that's your safety selector switch, your selector switch. So it's on safe right there, and you can see the little niche in it that they put so you can see, and that's on fire. Safe and fire. Now in the military version, you'd have one more position over here, which would be either automatic or 3-round burst. Let me tell you from experience, 3-round burst is garbage. Alright, I know it looks cool in Call of Duty and everything, but it doesn't work like that. Assault butter knife. Well, you know, if I throw a pack of smokes at you, are they a pack assault cigarettes now? Of course they are. I assaulted you with them. But there's no such thing as an assault rifle. And when people think AR-15, that stands for Assault Rifle 15. It actually stands for Armor Light, which is the name of the company that makes it. This one's actually a Wyndham model. Wyndham is a very, very, very good model, and there was a model out there called Bushmaster, and Bushmaster sold out to another company, and part of the deal was that when he sold the company, Bushmaster, the owner, he required that they keep all the employees that worked at this fine institution. And they agreed to it, and 6 months later, after the deal was done, they fired everybody. So all these people changed my title to talking about guns. You know, but we weren't talking about guns. It just evolved into that. It was really more about, I don't have a lot of guns to talk about, and I don't know a ton about guns. But they need a little clickbaiting a bit. I was hoping I was going for that, you know, with has this ever happened to you? We were talking about guns, we were talking about whatever, but it was just weird stuff. And then it evolved into, Brad asked some questions for advice. I don't give advice without my gun. A little clickbaiting. Maybe. But you know, it's just open and honest stuff. So, we'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll change it to another title. Maybe we'll do a video the next live feed. I will just talk about guns. So at least, but see, I don't know a ton about guns. I just know about the guns that the military used. So I know how to use those, and I know about those, but I am not the most experienced with guns by any means. Has this ever happened to you? Guns. Guns. Has guns ever happened? Don't let guns happen to you. Jeremy was a very normal young man, just like your average young man, and suddenly, guns. Guns happened to him. His life immediately went to hell. He started shooting regularly, up to 3 packs of bullets a day. Don't let guns happen to you. But I love my gun, Raven. I'll tell you though, what's really uncomfortable. See, let's see, maybe. Ah! Let's see if I can change it. Let me see. I don't know if I can change it. Alright, so here's what we're going to do then. I'm going to stop this feed then, and I'm going to rename it. You guys come on back, we're going to do gun talk. We're just going to talk about guns. So I'm going to go gather up the rest of my weapons around the house, and we'll sit in here and have a little gun chat. How about that? Does that sound good, peoples? So we're gonna pause this feed, I'm gonna change it out, and then we're gonna do gun talk. I'm gonna go get my other 2 weapons, and yeah, I don't think so either. So we're gonna have to stop this feed and we're gonna do another one. So you guys hang tight, we're gonna change the title. Please come on back if you were just joining us. Has this ever happened to you? Has guns ever happened to you? No. Gun talk with G-Bomb. Gun talk with G-Bomb. Okay, tell me how to do it. Walk me through it. I don't know if you can do it on camera 5, Phil. Wait a second, I know how to do it. I know how to do it, Phil. Phil Harmonica. We'll just do this. I can do it this way. Let's see, just tell me you guys if this worked. It should have worked. I think we got it. I don't think it'll cut off. I think we're good. We're gonna hang tight, guys. I think I got it. Did I fix it? I did. I am a master of YouTube. No, not really. I just did some simple stuff. Alright, well, alright. You guys hang tight for just a second. I'm gonna go get the other arsenal. The rest of my arsenal. Raven here, she'll keep you company. Be right back. Oh, scheiße. Okay. We are back. Raven, thank you for watching and hanging with everybody. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and introduce you to the trio. You guys heard you got fired from your job. Yep, she did. So like I said, you guys have met Raven. We'll go ahead and introduce the rest of the family to you. This is my 45. She's got the hollow point lead jacketed bullets, or lead filled bullets. I'll make sure it's clear. Lock the bolt to the rear. We'll inspect the chamber. Chamber is clear. Here's that sound everybody loves. You ready? Hold on. You guys pause for it. Ready? Get yourselves ready. Oh. And then we've got the little version, the little 9mm. I do need to clear this one. I know there's a bullet in the chamber. There we go. Bullet fell out. Clear it 3 times. Lock the bolt to the slide to the rear. Inspect the chamber. Chamber is clear. Prepare yourselves for round 2 of that sound that everybody loves. Here it comes. Oops. A little smaller, but still just as effective. Now, these two weapons are both made by the same company. They're both made by Hi-Point, which is, it's a cheaper company out of Ohio, but a lot of people don't like these weapons because they're very inexpensive. But I have no problem with them. I keep mine very clean, take good care of them, and I never had an issue out of them. The 9mm, it's a point and click with the 9mm. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I got this thing sighted in beautifully. I took it to the range my first time having it. Took it to the range, made a small adjustment to the top sight, and she's point and click now. Point and click. So, and it's got good muscle memory too with it, so it's heavy too. The barrel is very heavy and it's lightweight in the handle, and a lot of people don't like that, but what I like about it is when you put it on target and you fire as it comes up. How much do they cost? This one was about $150, and this one was $170. So, I think they're great. I've never had a single problem with them. People said that they jam up and stuff. I don't. I keep it well oiled, well cleaned, and I've never had a single problem with it. It's a nice, reliable weapon. The only problem I do have is they do on initial charging, they do jam up just a little bit, but not too bad, not too bad. The 45 though, no issues out of this. The only thing that I'm a little upset about is that, where is it? I bought this one, and the rear sight has broken. The rear sight back there broke, but for the most part though, it's still, you can still have a focal point to aim with. You just got to use the back sights. But I'll go ahead and buy a new rail for this to replace this whole one. It's not too hard to do. So they're wonderful weapons. I like them. And the 9mm, you can see the difference in the size and the bullet. Why 45 people say talk so much crap about. Okay, so that's a 9mm. That's the 45. And then that is the M4. So there you go. Now, do remember that the only part that actually comes out is this isn't the whole thing that's firing, just this little tip comes out, So honestly, a 9mm round is much thicker than an M4 or the 223 round, or a 5.56, whichever. Well, let's see. Between the two of these, yeah, it was about $1,000. About $1,000. $1,000. I bought these. This one was brand new. Bought from a family member, and bought brand new. So yeah, well, you know what, Lola, you need to hang out with us. There we go. She's gonna hang out right there with us. In the Army, man, you got so used to seeing everybody carrying these, and it's just no big deal. I had to sleep with mine a few times. In fact, when you're in the military and you're traveling about, you sleep with your weapon. So you'll take it and you'll put it in your sleeping bag with you, and that's where you sleep with your weapon. I did, at least. You know, I always kept control of my weapon. Never had an issue with mine, and I carried the same M16 for 4 years. So we were I became very acquainted. I love my weapon was a friend. You know, I took good care of her. Always took good care of my weapons. Kept her nice and clean, well oiled. Always kept the dust and sand off of her. And her name was Lola. My weapon that I carried for the military, her name was Lola. And this is again Raven. And the reason her name is Raven, though, is because if I have to ever quote the Raven, nevermore, right? Nevermore, nevermore. But all right, well, guys, you tell me, which one do you think would be the most fun to shoot? Would you guys, if you had the opportunity to come hang out with me and shoot guns, would you want to shoot Raven? Would you want to shoot the 9mm? Or would you want to shoot the 45? So if you'd like to shoot if you'd like to shoot Raven, make sure you hit that like button. If you'd like to shoot the 45, hit that subscribe button and share. And if you'd like to hit the 9mm, go ahead and comment. Now, if you'd like to do all three, make sure you do all three. Like, share, and subscribe. That's really what we need the most. But I would say this one is the most fun to shoot. Especially, I have the, I went out and, well, we'll go ahead and do it. Why not? We've got the time. So, hold on. We'll put her down for just a moment. Shh, it's okay, sweetie. Alright, so like we were showing you guys that it fires this style of round. You'd like to shoot all three, huh? How many guns are we allowed in the U.S.? As many as you want. Well, now it depends on your state. In my state, you can have as many as you want. You know, buy as many. So you can have as many guns as you can pay for. In this state, at least. Some states allow you to own. Mostly it's not how many you can buy. It's how many you can own. It's how many you can buy at one time. Now other states, like, you have to get licenses to carry. Even just to get a gun, you'd have to go get a license. Not us. We just go to the store, do your background check. You always have to have a background check. There is no way in hell that you can buy a gun legally without a background check. It happens every time. Gun shows, everything. You have to have a background check. So I went in, did my background check paperwork, picked out my ammo, paid for my background check, came back clean, obviously, and I was all set to go to purchase my weapon. I bought my first weapon. This was actually, my wife bought it for me. It was a Valentine's Day gift, and I got her a little tattoo on her hip of a 9mm. So she bought me a 9mm. I bought her a 9mm. And then I got out of the military, and my congratulations, you survived the Army gift was this to me. I bought this for myself. I got injured, so I received separation pay. And I got a nice big check. So I gave the wife a bunch of money. I took a bunch of money. And I said, we paid off a bunch of bills and stuff like that. Did the responsible thing. How long did the background check take? About 15 minutes. To fill out the paperwork, it was 3 pages of information. I filled all of that out. And then they typed it into the computer system, sent that up. And about 15 minutes later, they came back with that I was an all clean record for weapon purchasing. So yeah, about 15-20 minutes. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Okay. So, as we were discussing, what's unique about my weapon? We were showing that you can fire this type of ammo. Yeah, 15 minutes. That's all it takes. Social security number, name, address, phone number. I gave them my state ID to verify who I was. No, they run your background. Do you have any violent tendencies? No. Served honorably in the military? Yep. Pays his taxes on time? Always. Yeah, he's fine. He can have a gun. So anyway, so my gun, Raven here, she fires this style of round. But let's say we wanted to go, this is expensive. These are about, you can get a box of 25 for about 10 bucks of the cheap ammo. So that's not always fun to go shoot, you know. It's a few bucks a round, 50 cents a round, but you want to go shoot some 22 rounds, right? Let's say you don't want to fire the big stuff, you want to fire some 22 ammo. Well, the nice thing about the M16 and a 22 is the rounds aren't much different size than each other. It's almost the same size. So let's take a look at a 22 round as compared to one of these. Okay, so we've got the 22, which is a very small, very little powder, small cartridge. It's the shape of these that make them deadly. It's the shape. It's kind of like tube shaped. This kind of has a flat head. So let's say though we want to go shoot this round instead of this round. Well, what we do is you have to buy a special bolt to change that out. And what you mean by when I say bolt, you're probably thinking like, oh, like a bolt of some kind that you screw in. No, the firing bolt. So what we're going to do is we're going to disassemble the weapon, pop the rear firing pin out. Okay. Drop that there. That's going to open up our upper receiver to expose our charging handle and the bolt carrier. We're going to remove the bolt carrier, leave the charging handle. Okay. I'm going to set that down, and we're going to take out my secondary bolt. Keep it wrapped up in an old Army t-shirt to keep it nice and clean. Okay. We're going to remove the dust shield from port. Now, if you'll notice what this does, is that this has the shape almost the same as the bullet here. And what that does is that the 22 round can easily slide through there, so that the bullet can line up with the rear end, which is the same, but the bullet will be able to come out of here. Oh, cool, this is a discharge round, so perfect. So this will load flush up against this, and then the round will be able to travel through this, through the rest of the shape, which would mimic this shape, so that you can fire the 22 round instead of firing the big one. And the way that's installed, we've got the M4 out. We'll pop the charging handle back forward. Take the bolt with the spring facing up. Oops. There you go. She locks in. All set. Close the weapon up. Lock the bolt back in. Now, the difference is, though, is that you got to remember that the difference in the size of the bolt, of the bullet. So the charge here, remember how it was going all the way back when I was charging it? Well, watch this. It's going to be a very short charge. It only goes to there. Okay, so the charging handle only comes out a lot shorter of a distance. And that's because the smaller round is going to be put into it. Now we can take the weapon system. We can put the small magazine in. And we can charge 22 round. Drop the magazine down. The weapon has never been on fire, so we've never been in any danger, by the way. Even with the bullet in the chamber, it is not in any way, shape dangerous. But we're always going to practice safety. Magazine out. Charge the weapon system. There goes the round. There's the round. Charge the chamber 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Nothing in there. Close the dust port. Replace the round. We're good to go. Now, we're going to reopen up the weapon system. We're going to put the original bolt back in. So we want to put this bolt back in. To do that, we're going to go ahead and come over here. And we're going to pop that out. Pop. Crack her open again. Remove the charging handle. Slide out the 22 bolt. Place that to the side. Replace the original 5.56223 bolt. Done. Lock her shut. Then we're going to perform a functions test. There's actually a specific way to do a functions test. You charge the weapon once, twice, 3 times. Place the weapon on fire. Fire the weapon. Good. Charge, still holding the trigger down. Charge the weapon 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. When I release the trigger, you should hear a click. If I did it correctly and the weapon is all put back together, we should hear a click. Ready? There it is. Place the weapon back on safe. Close the dust cover. Weapon is good to go. She's a good Raven, huh? Oh, guys. I've been watching a lot of Carl Pinkelton as well, too, but there's a little bit of gun talk there. I guess we should... Now, the thing about the 45s, the reason I'm not going to get into these and tear these down is they're a real pain in the butt to actually tear these weapons down. You have to slide them back, and then there's a bolt somewhere you have to remove, and these are not easy weapons to take apart, so I don't like doing it. I'll only do it when I clean it, but we can lock the bolt, or the slide to the rear, and you can see everything. And it's a very simple weapon. It does a great job. I enjoy it very much. I think it's great. It's nice and it's heavy. Would I ever customize? Well, I've actually started customizing this one. When I bought it, it did not come with the sights. It just came with the rail sights, and I went ahead and bought these aftermarket upper sight and rear post sight. So those are custom. I was thinking about painting her one day, getting it painted, a nice custom paint job done on it. But no, not really. I've never really thought about customizing it. I like the solid flat black look. It's familiar to me. People like to paint their guns all kinds of weird colors and that's great and all, but then it takes away from the concealment possible. Here's something too. A lot of people don't know what this is. Let's see if you guys can guess it. Whoever can get this right, I'm going to be impressed with. What does this do? You guys figure that out. Tell me what this does. And if you can tell me the name of it, I will be twice as impressed. So we're going to wait a minute for this video to catch up so you guys can see in the chat, and I'm going to sit tight and see what you guys come up with. Yep. See if you guys can get it. While we're sitting here, I'm going to put the magazine back in. Weapon on safe. Weapon on safe. They're on safe. These guns are on safe. Not a clue. That gold camo though, huh? Yeah, that gold camo. Let everybody know you've prestiged. What does he have written on the back of here on the there's something scratched in. I should scratch that in. I don't know, I was thinking about stuff. But, so no idea. Miller, you come up with anything? What is this? What is this and what does it do? Nobody ever talks about these. I see people talk about it. They talk what they are for just a second. But nobody ever really mentions what that is. Alright, so we're going to wait just a few more seconds, see if you guys get a chance to figure it out. Ten more seconds, we'll see what you guys come up with. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what it is. That is called your forward assist. So, if you're shooting the weapon and you have a jam or something like that, what you do is you pop that button right there with your palm. And it pushes a little rod. Well, not so much a rod. It has a little push that just kind of nudges the bullet to help it get going. So it pushes the round when the round gets stuck just a little bit, because it happens quite a bit. A little bit of carbon will build up when you're shooting, so you just kind of tap that. But there's actually an acronym in the military called SPORTS, which is slap, pull, observe, SPORTS. All right, I'm gonna have to do the acronym I learned in basic training the way I learned it. So if it's offensive, because it's going to be offensive, this is how we learned it in basic training. I'm trying to remember what the acronym is, but we'll run through it. I'm gonna have to go through it the way I did. So I apologize if this is gonna get offensive, but it's the only way I can do it. Oh, what is it? It's called the forward assist. Okay, so it helps the round go forward. If the bullet gets stuck or a little jammed up from carbon, you push it, and it kind of seats the bullet correctly, so blocks everything in. But the acronym for if you do have a round, if you're shooting your gun in the military and your weapon stops firing, you know, the basic hand weapon stops firing, there's the acronym SPORTS, SPORTS. And the way we learned it in basic training, I'm going to go ahead and do for you guys now. And I'll run through the motions, but I was trying to do it without the way they taught us, and it was just kind of blanking out, so I'm going to do it the way I was taught. And again, it's going to be a little offensive. Please don't take it as such. It's just the way you teach a bunch of guys to remember things. So you would have the magazine in, the weapon misfires, you slap that bitch, you pull that bitch, you observe that bitch, release that bitch, SPOR, tap that bitch, then shoot that bitch. So, sorry, again, if that's offensive, that's the way we were taught. So it's slap, pull, observe, release, slap, shoot, or tap. So slap, pull, observe, release, tap, shoot. And that should correct any weapon jam in this thing if you do sports. SPORTS, sports. Let me make sure it's clear, because we did put a magazine in. Just Yeah, it's clear. So yeah, so that's sports. It's more stuff they don't teach you in the pamphlet or on the commercials. Just rewrap this up. This is how I keep. Oh, where's the cover? Where is the cover? No, sir. I don't lose my covers. Crikey. Well, I'll probably find it later. When I do, I know exactly what it goes to. It's not important, it's just a little cover I put on here, but I do keep this wrapped up. So we'll just wrap it back up. How fast can I take and put apart Raven? How far do you want me to break her down? In basic training, we had to apart and put it back together with our eyes closed in under a minute. But, well, let's give it a quick run through. We'll back that up a little bit. How fast? Again, it depends on how far down you want me to break it. How far down I need to take it apart. Let me get a tool ready and we'll break it down and see how quickly I actually can. I need one tool. Alright. Gonna break down Raven for you. Just get one little tool ready. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna break it down and put it back together. Probably. You know what? I'll check real quick. Nope. It's around here somewhere. It's not that important. Alright, here we go. Perform a functions check. Alright. This is not going to be a quick speed. I'm sure I'm going to mess up a little bit. But I'll break it down as far as we were supposed to. Ready, set, and go. Weapon system is broken down. You would take out this last pin. There's a spring in there. I'm not going to mess with it just because of that. And we'll put it back together. Crap, I'm getting the wrong hole. That's what she said. Oh, I'm getting hung up on this one. Getting hung up on this part. There we go, that's in. Turn it sideways. Drop in the firing pin. Firing pin is in. Ride the bolt forward. Put the pin back in place. Recoil spring is back in. Close the weapon system back up. Good, done. I don't know how long that took. That was slow. I did a terrible job at that. The automatic weapons are much harder to put back together. I will say that. And I'm not tearing down the pistols. Not tearing down the pistols. I don't know, that was what, about 30 seconds, 45 seconds? 1 minute, 42 seconds? Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I got hung up. I got hung up on that one piece. That cost me about 20 seconds. And I probably could have done a little faster back in the day. Taking apart the 240 and the 50 cal, those are a little long. Those take a little more time. Oh, I love the smell of CLP. Smells good. Smells like the motor pool. Yummy. Good stuff. Good stuff, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm having fun. Anytime we get to get out here and play with guns, who doesn't want to play with guns? Alright, hold on. Let me see if I can get this phone charging. We're losing a little bit of power here, and I really want to stay live with you guys a little longer. I hate this charging port. I love revolvers because they are a simple weapon that work really well. They're reliable. Not a lot of moving parts. That's actually really important when you're picking a weapon. That's why shotguns have been around for so long, is that there's so few moving parts. There's only 3 moving parts on a shotgun. It's why they don't break and they last for years. And people are always like, my daddy's shotgun. It's because shotguns don't break. You know, there's very few things to break on them. So that's why revolvers, yeah, I've had a revolver. My dad used to own one. So I fired revolvers, plenty of it. I fired tons of weapons, not just military weapons too. As a kid, I used to go shooting with friends all the time. So, I don't know, did the lighting seem like it changed? It seems like it's darker in here now. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. No, it looks fine, I guess. You know, and when people talk about there's no need to own guns, I don't think that's true at all. You know, people keep earthquake kits because you never know when you're going to need an earthquake kit, which I keep one of those on hand as well. If I showed you all the ammo I have for these guns, it's a huge bag I'd have to go get, and don't really want to feel like hauling it out. You guys want to see something funny? Hold on. Peanut's having a dream. Any gun in the world, what would be my choice? I got it. I got it. I'd love a Desert Eagle, just because they're Israeli. No, this is my favorite weapon system in the world. I'm trained on it. I'm comfortable with it. It's easy to use. Anybody can fire it. Brad, your son could shoot this weapon efficiently and accurately. It's a very simple weapon to handle. Kids can fire this one. It's not dangerous. I mean, yes, it's dangerous. Of course it's dangerous. Anything is dangerous. You know, boiling oil is dangerous. But it's a system. It's light. It only weighs 7 pounds. That's it. Fully loaded. The M16 with a full magazine and the weapon sling is 7.89 pounds. 7.19 without the magazine and the sling. He's a good boy. He's getting old, though. He's still dreaming. He's starting to kick his legs a little bit. But yeah, I love my guns. Guns they're important, I think. It's just a tool like anything else. It's no different than a hammer. When used correctly, it can do great things and good wonders. When mistreated, it can be a dangerous and deadly weapon. Just like anything. Dogs can be weaponized, you know. Given the right circumstances, that could be a killer dog right there. He's not. It's not dangerous. It's not dangerous. Guns aren't dangerous. People are dangerous. People are dangerous. Guns are not. Tools are... People, when misusing items, can be... A rock can be dangerous if used incorrectly. So anything can be done safely. Anything can be used and handled safely. I love my gun. She's poking me in the ear right now. Let's turn her around. There we go. Guns, 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 guns. We like the guns. We like the guns. You know what, though? It's actually guns that kept America safe more than people actually know. During World War II, Japan wanted to invade mainland America, but they said the problem with it would be is that if they invaded it, every civilian in every bush would have a gun. It's not worth it. You can't do it. America as a mainland cannot be invaded. And it's because we have an armed population. Yeah, you could smother somebody with a cream bun, technically. I would love to. I'd be open to the idea to go set some explosives up, go blow some stuff up. That'd be fun. My buddy up in Michigan, who actually got me those plane tickets, just put out, did anybody want to go shoot and blow some stuff up? And I was like, oh, if I could get up to Michigan, I would. Bring my gun too. You can bring it on the plane. You just can't carry it. You have to declare it before you get to the airport. It's not that hard. I'm glad you guys enjoy these vids. I know I do. It's a lot of fun seeing all the people coming in live and hanging out, talking about whatever. I won't be able to do a broadcast tomorrow. I have to go to the show. Maybe we'll do one before I go, but I got to get all dolled up and make myself look pretty. Get ready to go. Be in public. Did you ever see the tattoo of my bathtub? I've got a bathtub on my ankle. Here, check it out. It's one of my favorite tattoos. There we go. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else we can talk about the guns. I've gone over all my guns. Maybe sometime we'll have to go over all the supplies and equipment I have. Because one, nobody has a bathtub on their ankle. I'm the only one. But there's a story behind that bathtub. If you guys want me to tell the story, I'm happy to. But only if you guys really want me to tell you why I have a bathtub on my ankle. There was a pillow in the bathtub. Did you notice that? I've already done one video of gun cleaning before. We did a live broadcast of cleaning guns. Maybe we'll do it again. I haven't fired them since then, so they really don't need to be cleaned yet. But okay, you know, we got time. We're doing nothing, shooting the breeze here. We'll talk about why I have a bathtub on my ankle. All right. So obviously, still in the military. Wow, and I just realized you and Phil are up very, very late or early. But so there's a buddy, and he tells me, my roommate in the Army, he tells me, he's like, look, there's this girl that she lives up in Northern California by San Francisco, which is like a 6-hour drive, and he's like, she's getting ready to leave for the Navy, and I always wanted to hook up with this girl, even back in basic training. Since middle school, I've been wanting to hook up with this girl, and it never happened, blah, blah, blah. She wants me to come up and see her. This may be my last chance. So I was like, okay, man, we're gonna make this happen for you. So what we did was we had to gather money for the trip because it was in between paydays. So he sold his TV and his Xbox to get a few $100 together. I had a few bucks. So we drove up there, and we're going to stay up there for 3 days. He's got a buddy whose house we're going to crash at. And so we drive up there. We get there early morning. The first fun experience of the trip was is we got to the wrong house. It's like 2, 3 in the morning, and we're at the wrong house. And I'm knocking on the door. Hey, man, hey. Nobody's answering. So we lift up the mail slot, and we're like, Matt, nothing. Suddenly my buddy realizes, dude, this isn't the right address. It's 3 houses down. We're like, oh crap, I just lifted the mail slot on somebody's door. I'm trying to get somebody to answer, and it was the wrong house. We finally get there, we lay down, we crash out.